All right, guys, welcome back to Crossman Productions. I am so excited about my guest today. I have Diane Torres coming in. Diane is a model and an actress that I met on Facebook. You know, like I told you guys, in our last episode, we've had some of the most amazing people come on the show and be able to share their journey. So, um, you know, we have last week we had so many people come on. Um, Ginger Crossman, Sean Cronin, Olivia Disney. We had tons of people last week, and we have a lot of people lined up coming up this week that I'm really excited about. But one of them that I'm really excited about is my guest today, Diane Escobar or Diane Torres. So hold on one second. I'm going to bring in Diane. Hey, Diane.
Hello.
How
Hi.
you doing?
Hi, sir. Good. How are you?
I am doing awesome. So
I'm
thank
all
you.
the way in Kansas.
Yeah, I just I heard you said you went to go visit family in Kansas.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here to baptize we already baptized my sister's kid. She has two boys.
Oh, okay,
So she
cool.
wanted me to be the godmother.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a lot of fun. So normally you're from Texas, right?
No, I mean, I'm from everywhere.
Okay.
I was actually I was actually born in Mexico, and then I was brought to Kansas as a kid when I was like 8, and then I
Okay.
was raised here in Kansas. So I still have my Mexican accent. If for some reason it never went away, it's still there, even though I started school at 8 years old. But yeah, so I grew up here in Kansas, and then moved to Texas like years later.
Okay. And so that's what we're going to talk about. I wanted people to get to know you and learn about your journey. So that was what we were going to talk about is kind of where you were born and raised, and what was life like for you growing up.
You're phrasing a little, so I'm gonna try to answer as I can.
Okay,
But
I can ask you. I can repeat it if
you can
you.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
No, you're good. It might be my connection because I'm in Kansas. That's why I don't know. But yeah. So I was born in Mexico, and as a little girl, I remember mom they would always put me to do stuff like they had like modeling shows and stuff in Mexico.
Right.
And I used to I would like them. I was a crybaby, so I would always cry if I didn't win, or
Uh,
I would just cry. I would cry for everything, but
right.
for some reason they would still keep asking my mom about me if I wanted to be if I wanted to participate. I don't know why, because I would cry at every show.
Right.
um, she would. Yeah, she would also put me like in the track team, and then I would start crying before the race because I thought I had lost already. So
Oh,
anyway, I was
wow.
a crybaby, but I had always liked modeling and acting. And I would watch a lot of novelas from Mexico.
Right.
So I always said, oh my God, I want to be in one of the novelas. So when I moved here, of course, it was a big change. I
Right.
had to learn another language from scratch. I had to make new friends. So I was kind of depressed as a child because I didn't know why I was here. That just brought me here.
Right. Right.
um, and then I never liked Kansas. It was just boring, plain. There's nothing to do here.
Right.
So I just had to stay here with my family until I grew up. I got married. I have two boys. I have kids and everything. And then until I got married, I convinced my husband to move from here, and we decided to move to Dallas.
Okay.
And so that was a big change.
Right. So let me ask you. So, like when you were little, you were crying at you because you um, thought you might have lost like these, like uh, you in modeling competitions or in sports. Do you think it's because do you feel like maybe you're a competitive person? Is maybe your
I
competitiveness that
think
you
that,
want to win?
yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I just didn't know how to express myself, I guess.
Right.
And I was just little, so I always like to help others, but I always like to be the best. But then at
Right.
the same time, I try to help others. So it's like I want to
Right.
be the best, but then I want everybody else to be the best as well. But maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but I think that's part of why. I would start crying because I was like, I'm gonna lose, and I would just freak out. And then, yeah,
Well, so your mom kind of put you in it, but where did you? At what point did you like find that that was your passion and that was something that you really wanted to do and continue to do as you grow up?
well, that was always like in my head, inside my head. But in Kansas,
Right,
there's nothing. I mean, there's no opportunities here unless you travel, or where I'm from, because I'm from a very small city here in Kansas.
right,
So I would always follow models on Instagram, look at the, Victoria's show or whatever that Tyra, what's her name, was doing. But I
Tyler
always said
Banks,
I
yeah,
can't be a model. Yeah, Tyra
right,
Banks, and I would always say, well, I can't be a model because I'm not skinny. I've always been kind of like a curvy girl, I guess you could say.
right,
At one point of my life, I was very skinny, but that was more because of other personal stuff. But I
right,
always thought I can't be a model, so I was like, I'm not even gonna try. I can't be a model because I'm not skinny. Um,
mhm,
but then when I moved to Dallas, I seen all kinds of different models, and then I met
right,
people in the industry, and then I enrolled myself in school at the John Casablancas in Carrollton, and then I
okay,
met other people. So I started learning more, and I'm like, I'm like, I don't have to look like a certain way. There's different types of modeling, runway, print modeling, commercials, and then I remember my teacher Jay. He was like, "You should really try acting. I think you're really good at it." Because we would do a
right.
lot of improv. So he's like, "Don't just stick to modeling." And now I'm more like, "Oh my god, I love acting," and I think modeling is more like to the boring side.
Right, right. So,
Yeah.
well, first of all, I'm from Dallas too. That's where I'm at. I actually live in the Louisville Denton area, but yeah. Welcome to Dallas, first of all. And then um, it's kind of uh, I would say odd, but sad, I guess, that women think that they have to look a certain way to be a model. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that um, as far as modeling goes, that people should be able to express and be who they are, and not feel like they have to, fit a certain image. Uh, you
Yeah.
know, and so I'm glad you continue to pursue it because I mean you're really good at it.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, and I actually met like people with, just different personalities, different countries, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm amazed at how many people there is in the industry that is not what we all think. Like it was just that
right,
one skinny girl and that's it. Like it's crazy to me.
yeah, it's and so is there a specific time like a point that you felt like that this is something that you really wanted to continue? Can you remember that point in your life where you wanted to continue modeling?
I think it was when I like started school in Dallas and I was very insecure. I
Right,
still get a little bit of insecurities here and there because we're all humans, but I was really insecure.
right,
But I remember we had a class where we all expressed our feelings and everybody was talking about what made them insecure.
right,
And then for me, it was like, oh, if I gain weight, I feel too fat. But then if I lose weight, I'm too skinny. So it was just in my
right,
head. But I remember when I heard everybody else's stories, I was like, okay, I'm just being a crybaby because they had other stuff that happened to them too. And I'm thinking that
right,
I'm the only one, it's all in my head. And then I started seeing like the curvy models, the plus size models, and then the models with freckles. And then I remember when I was little, I had a little bit of freckles, and I was like, "Oh my god, I look ugly." And now it's like a trend that girls draw freckles on their face,
uh,
just different stuff. I'm
right,
just glad I met different people throughout this journey because it's made me, I guess, love myself more for who I am, and like, oh,
right,
I don't really need to look like Kim Kardashian, or I don't need to look like
right.
that other person, because a producer might look for something in you that you don't even know you have. Or
Wow.
like, yeah.
Well, cool. So let me ask you, as because you've been doing this for a while, since you've been modeling since you were young. What's the biggest thing that you've learned from your modeling career?
I think it's been to respect people no matter who they are.
Right.
Because I grew up in a very Hispanic cultural family where, if you're gay, that's a sin, or if you're this, you're that. So like, as I met different people, I was like, that's not true. Like, I met some amazing people that are not Mexican, they're not straight, whatever. I have a lot of like trans friends, gay friends, straight friends, and I think I learned that to respect everybody for who they are and not for who I think they are. Like, kind of how they told me as a kid, it was like the wrong, I guess. I don't know how to say it, but I think it's been to respect everybody. So I try to be nice to everyone and then get to know them first before I try to judge who they are. Because we are judged as humans, but I try to get to know them first.
Right.
So I think it would be respect.
Right. And that's awesome that you look at it that way. That's kind of the reason I even started this show, is because with social media the way it was always there's so much out there to divide us for whatever reasons. If it's based on politics, religion, race, whatever. There's always something out there to divide us, and so that's kind of why I wanted to start a show like this, so that I can actually get out there and meet people and hear their stories and get to know them beyond all things that that we may disagree on, and get to know their personal story, and then it gives you a new perspective and a new respect. Once you actually sit down and get to speak to somebody and get to know their story.
Yeah, and then also thinking about like, you don't know if that person's going through something, they don't show it. A lot of people don't show feelings, so you don't know what they're going through. So I always try to be as nice as I can, because I just don't know what they're going through. They might have a parent that just passed away. They might have someone that has cancer. Who knows? So I get really emotional with that. So when people are mean to others, I'm just like, they have always told me I look like a mean girl, but in reality, I'm really not a mean girl. Sorry, I'm like in my car and I'm like, what's happening?
That's okay. That's fine.
But yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I don't know what I was saying because that car scared me. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, in getting to know somebody and hear their stories, and you're right. You never know what somebody else is going through. And then that's the other thing too, is I think that just as society in general, I think that we need to sit down and be able to really talk and communicate with each other. I think that one of the things that I think has been a positive from coming out from the pandemic is that more people are starting to do that. More people, I think, are starting to actually sit down and really talk to the people around them. Prior to the pandemic, a lot of people, and I guess a lot of people still do it, but a lot of people are so glued to their technology, their phone. They could be sitting in a dinner, at a restaurant together, and both people be on their phone and not even paying attention to each other. So to be able to sit down and actually talk and get to know that person and learn the things that they are going through and hear their stories. I personally, doing the show, I find that being able to sit down and talk to people like you and hear you guys' stories is just it's inspiring. So it's inspiring and encouraging to hear things that people have gone through, and kind of what they come out of, and how they're excelling. So now you went from modeling into acting. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that transition. And what is that like?
Well, I think I'm in love with acting because I'm a very social person, and then I like to talk, and then I think acting helps me. I guess as a child, there's some stuff that I never healed, so it helps me like, I I guess, express it in a way, because if
Right.
they say, oh, in this scene you're gonna be crying, then
Right.
I remember something that I have inside that I haven't let go, and I can just
Right.
start crying maybe, even though it's hard to, make the tears come out.
Right.
But I think acting is just like my passion, because I can just go out there and do something without being judged.
Right.
And modeling is just more like, posing and look pretty and all this stuff.
Right.
But acting is just like you can be another person or express yourself during that scene without being judged, because you're acting, but sometimes maybe you're
Right.
not really acting.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, with your acting career, is there like a particular role that you would love to play?
Yes, I want to be in a novela. I
Okay.
want to be in the Mexican novelas, like the slaps and all that dramatic stuff.
Right.
But I don't know how that works. I know they have some in like maybe in LA. I don't know. I don't think they have any in Dallas. It's more like commercials and like small films, some movies here and there. But I don't think they really have like novelas. Because most of the Hispanics, watch them.
Right.
And it's just, I don't know. I would love to be like the lead role of a novela. I just never, I guess that's my little dream since I was little, to be in a
Right.
novela.
Okay. Is that like a soap opera type of show?
It's like, I guess you could say a series.
Okay.
But it's always like a little. It could be like a girl that's poor and falls in love with the rich guy, and then it's like a
Right.
drama story, but it's more like a series that everybody gets addicted to, and they keep watching it over and over, and then they can't wait for tomorrow to see the next episode, and
Right. Right.
yeah, so it's just like interesting.
Cool. So I wonder,
But I would like to be one.
you would like to be one of those. Um, I'm trying to, because there's we have Telemundo out here. I wonder if they have places that you can like audition for a show like that.
Oh, maybe.
I don't
If
know.
they like me,
Yeah,
maybe.
I was thinking in Dallas, where it's like the place that you go to audition, because I know, um, uh, I mean they have um, all these programs out there, like these shows that you're talking about, Novellas. I'm trying to think. There's one that I'm trying to think. There was a professional singer who used to do one. T
Oh,
T. I'm trying to remember what her name was. It's I know. I'm trying to remember her name. She was like really popular, and she
yeah,
did one. But anyways, so I would love to see you doing something like that. That would be awesome. So now
yeah.
with your current acting, I saw that you had just wrapped up a film.
That was actually last year, I
Okay.
believe, in I don't know what month it was. It was for Joseph Herrera. It was a small film. And that was actually my first lead role, so I was really nervous.
Right.
And I could have done better. It was okay, but I could have done better. I just got really nervous. He did say you did good, but
Yep.
I know I asked him 1 to 10, give me a number. He said 7 because I know you and you could have done better. I was like, I know, or I think he gave me an 8. I don't remember, but anyway, I gave
Right.
myself a 7 too because I know I could have done better, but I just got so nervous just because they said, oh, you're the lead role.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm
So,
hoping to do more in the future. But that was one. I was in the Dr. Ollie show as well. He has a
okay.
YouTube channel. I was there twice. The first one was just talking about if we should go to college or not. And then the second one was I was like dating like an older guy than me or something. Um,
Okay.
and then for Joseph, I was in that film. And then the other one, it was a kung fu film that they did for the competition. Actually, it's that one. I'm sorry, it's that one. It was a kung fu film. I was like
Right.
mixing up the scenes. And then he did another one. I think it was Drop Dead. It was a small film as well.
Okay.
I was in the lead role, but yeah, we went to an old house, like an older house. We thought it was haunted. We
Uh-huh.
stayed there for like 2 days, and then we heard stuff. Nobody believes us, but we heard
Right.
stuff in the house.
Wow.
Yeah. I
So
heard
you-
someone calling my name.
oh wow. So you think
Yeah.
the house was haunted?
Yes, like
Oh wow.
we would tell Joseph, and he would be like, "No, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy." But all of us heard something. All of us felt something, and
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I haven't asked him if he saw something, but I know I seen the chair moving, and then someone called my name, and they're like, "No, you're crazy." But then everybody else started experiencing other things in the house, and I was gonna stay 2 nights, and I was like, "All right, I'm out. I'm done with my job today. I'm done." Yeah. Yeah, so there's
Awesome.
yeah.
So what are you currently working on a new film?
Yeah, so I just signed a contract with a lady that she does like a not as like the comic books that they do.
Okay. Okay.
But I guess we can't really speak about it because we signed a contract. I'm not sure when we're
Right.
starting.
Right.
Well, there's that, so I don't know when we're starting. But the other one, it's a full movie that they're starting, I think, in April. They had done a small film last year, and now they're gonna redo it, but as a whole movie.
Right.
So for that one, I'm gonna be, I think, like a fighter / assassin. I don't know.
Wow.
So I have to start training and stop eating bread and do my cardio.
Right.
Because I think I'm supposed to have a fighting scene with a guy. I'm not sure, and I'm just like, oh shoot, okay. So there's that one. It's called the Mogo, if I'm pronouncing it right. The Mogo.
Right.
So yeah, there's that. It's gonna be a full movie. The other thing, I start working with Joe Arenas, if I'm saying his last name right.
Right.
He does a lot of like lowrider shows.
Okay.
So he's gonna have during the summer a lot of models come join us. Maybe do like a little podcast talk show / I don't know, interview some artists. So I think he's working on that. So I'll be all over the place. I don't even know how I'm gonna do everything because I have 2 kids and I work full time. So I guess I'll need energy drinks. I don't know.
You know,
So I have that.
and I saw too that you do a lot of working out. So
Yes.
so on top of modeling, acting, being a mom, and working out, where do you find time for everything?
Oh, well, it depends on my work schedule. If I go in at 6 a.m., I have to wake up at 3 a.m. to go to the gym.
Right.
And then if I didn't get time to go to the gym in the morning, then I have to go at 8 p.m., which sucks because then everybody's at the gym and you have no equipment to use there at the gym because it's so crowded. Right. But yes, I actually started working out in 2018. I was a HIIT cardio teacher / Zumba in Kansas.
Okay. Right.
And then in 2019, one of my friends, he invited me to do weightlifting, which I knew nothing about. And I was like, okay. And so I went, try it out. And then I actually stopped doing my cardio stuff and just even got certified as a trainer and started doing more weightlifting towards like bodybuilding. And I actually have a trainer from the Metroplex where Ronnie Coleman works out at.
Okay.
He's been wanting to train me to compete, but it's just so hard because the diet has to be, you just cannot miss your diet to compete so hard. And it takes a lot of time and my schedule's so bad right now. So I keep telling him, we were supposed to start last month. Even though I'm certified, he has more experience, so he knows way more than me. So I know some of the muscle groups and basic eating and whatnot, but I'm still Mexican and I overeat too much of the Mexican food. So yeah, we're planning on, or I'm planning on getting trained to compete. I've been pushing it back, and now with the films, I don't know when, but I do need to start on it soon.
And for those who don't know, Ronnie Coleman, he's like Mr. Olympian. He's like, he won like what, 8 times, something like that.
8 times. I actually saw him. Was it last year before New Year's? And I was like, oh my god! I was like, because I had been telling my trainer, you need to get me a picture with Ronnie. And then he's like, okay, I will. And I'm like, whatever, it's never gonna happen. And then once I was going to the gym early in the morning, he was leaving the gym.
Oh,
So he's like, hey, Ronnie. He's like, this is Diana. You know, we took a picture, and he was really nice,
right,
really humble. And then he asked me like, how old are you? And I said, I'm 30. And he's like, well, you're young. You can still compete. So I was like,
right,
oh, he thinks I'm young. I guess I can still compete.
right.
But yeah,
So,
he was really nice. So now my next one, I have to meet Arnold because I have a poster of Arnold in my house.
okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. But having Ronnie, to coach you, that's huge as well. I mean, this guy, like I say, he's won, Mr. Olympian 8 times. I don't know how many times
Well,
Arnold won,
uh,
but
he wouldn't be the one coaching me. It would be the trainer that works at that same gym.
right,
Because I don't think Ronnie would like have time. But yeah, it would be awesome if he would. You know, hey Ronnie, you want to coach
right,
me?
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, that's awesome. So let me ask you, now with your acting career, where are you hoping to? I know you want to do the um, um,
Novela.
the series. Have you thought about doing film? Like going into like some of the bigger like bigger movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually like the Fast and Furious movies. So that has always been in my head. I don't know. I mean, I'm with Icon Studios and then I'm with MTM Agency, but I know because I do get a lot of work on my own on social media, in person.
Right,
But for that, like through the agencies, I know I have to be auditioning like forever because
right,
obviously that's what you do. You audition. But I have always wanted to go maybe to LA and just see what I find. You know, you just never know.
right,
Just take a chance and go. I actually have family over there, so I might go. I don't know when. I don't have a date, but I want to go just to audition and just see what they
right,
pick me for.
right.
To find, I've never been in LA by the way, and I have family over there.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, definitely, because I think that whatever role that you pick, direction you go, I think you'd be awesome at it. So
Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, I even talked to my friend Lisette. I don't know if
uh-huh.
Lisette Nava. I said, hey, when we should both go, just for the heck of it, just go find the agencies, try to audition and see what we find because
Right,
obviously they're not gonna come find us. We have to go find
right,
them. So and it's a work. So hopefully, I don't know when. I've been wanting to go and see what happens. Maybe go to Mexico and audition too.
right,
I don't know when, but that's been in my head since like last year. I'm like, I mean, I don't have to just audition in Dallas. I can go over there, and
right,
I think it's better when they see you in person. Because when I do auditions through the phone, I feel like they don't get my energy. They don't see who I am.
right.
And I don't think I can express myself as good as I do in person, I guess.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
and that makes sense too. I know that since the pandemic, there's a lot of independent films that's coming out, and I noticed that that's a lot. A lot of them do that where they have you audition through the phone instead of in person.
yeah,
And I can see how, in a way, that could I don't say interfere, but um, you know where you have that lack of of being able to show that energy in front of that person,
yeah,
and I see how important being in person, meeting people and doing auditions in person, um, um, how that can make an impact in how you feel as an actor
hmm
while you're trying to audition for a role. I think it's uh, I'm glad we have the technology where you can do that, where you can, do it on a phone and send it to somebody. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that's one of those things that um, is probably better when you're doing it in front of somebody, because then you
yeah,
also get their feedback. You can also, as they're watching you, you can kind of change, what they're thinking while you're doing it too.
yeah. And then it's hard because if 1,000 people send out 1,000 videos, then how do I
Yeah.
even know if they even like looked at mine at all?
Right.
So if I go in
So
person, they have to see me.
right. Well, and then you know that in person you can make an actual impression on somebody. You can talk to them
Yeah, yeah,
and you can actually make a connection. Um, you know,
yeah. And then that's how you get like a lot of connections too in
right.
person. Because for example, with when I went to be in the Dr. Ollie show, I met Israel
Right.
Luna there.
Hmm.
And then he just kind of said, "Hey guys, good job. I might need some extras for a movie I'm doing." And I was like, "Oh, I want to go. I want to be an extra." And then I met him, and now I worked with him a couple times, and he even included me in a little part of his movie La Chancla del Diablo that is not out yet. But yeah, that's how you meet people, and that's why I like to do in person more than the phone. Because then on the phone, if they don't feel like looking at it, they're just gonna put it down.
Right, right. So let me ask you. So if somebody is trying to follow you on your social media, and see some of the projects and stuff that you're doing, what's the best way for them to do that?
I usually post more on Instagram. I've been trying to get best at Facebook because I know
Mhm.
I have a lot of friends on Facebook, but
Right,
on Instagram it's like more open. I don't know if that's what's trending right now or not.
right,
That's where what I do the most Instagram. I'll post a little bit of like clips and then I'll tag the producer or tag the photographer or whoever did the work. I'll try to tag them that way they go to their YouTube channel and go look at it. And then I'm
right,
trying to now do it on Facebook too, because then I'm like, okay, some people don't have Instagram, so I have to go back to Facebook.
right, right.
Yeah.
So, and one of the things I noticed today on Facebook is that you were um, trying to edit some photos, and so you're trying to get some people's input. So you want to take a picture and turn it into a poster.
Yes. So I have, random guys ask me, "Do you have a poster? Do you have a sticker?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know why you would want a poster of me, but sure."
Right,
So I haven't really made any. I'm just like, okay, if they want it, I guess. But
right,
I haven't made any posters or anything like that.
right.
But my most recent pictures that I took at Las Colinas
Mhm.
with Gustavo, I think that's his name. I asked him, hey, I was like, are you cool with me posting the unedited photos? Just like, to make connections, have them choose for me. And then the ones they choose for me, we'll edit or you'll edit them. And then those are the ones I'm going to post on my Instagram. And then from there, I'll choose one that I like to make it as a poster and give it away to whoever wants to have me, I guess. I don't
Right,
know. I mean, some people might say, who wants a poster of you? But then I really had people ask for it. So
right,
I was like, well, I mean, I've been thinking about, I'm actually going to start doing where I'm going to be selling some calendars and posters, but I don't know how to do it. But I do have a guy that's trying to do it for me.
right.
But for now, I can make one and just give it away just for fun and whoever wants to have it.
Well, cool. So,
I'd rather have I
okay.
was gonna say I'd rather have a poster of The Rock or Arnold or Ronnie in my room, but if they want to have a poster of me, that's fine.
Right. So, yeah. So if you go to her website or not, or Facebook, you can see the pictures that she's posted, and you can go help her choose one, pick one, and uh, she can turn that into a poster. That would be really cool. And I'd love to see the calendar as well. So,
Yeah, very soon.
well, awesome. So what I'll do is we'll post your the links to your social media, and that way people can follow you and keep up with your career, your modeling, and see what you're doing. As far as your acting, and come out and support you and and cheer you on.
Please, thank you.
Well, thank you, Dan, so much for being on the show. I had a lot of fun getting to know you.
Yeah, me too. Oh, me too. I already knew myself. I'm just kidding. I'm talking about you. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Right. Oh, thank you.
You're
Thank
like,
you. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing the new projects that you're working on. And as they come out, let me know and we'll help share that information and get it out to people too as well. So,
okay, well, thank you so much for having me on the show.
thank you. Thank you so much for being on. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I had a blast getting to know Diane, and hearing her journey. So, like I said, I'm going to put her information at the bottom in the description, so you guys can follow her in her career and see what she's up to. Where she's going. So, until next time, remember you're uniquely designed with a purpose, and always keep moving forward. Peace.
Bye.